Hey everybody, welcome in. Now, today, let's collect some Anna tokens. Now, what we are going to be doing is something I haven't done for a little while and has been needing to be done. Um, that is, do a refresh of the exchanges. What is best to get from the exchange? Now, I've talked a little bit about what I've been getting recently in the Frozen videos and the event videos, but I'm going to go over from each of the different tiers, each of the different tabs, what is going to be the best from the exchange to purchase with your currency. Now we'll start with the premium exchange and then we'll go on through. So for the premium exchange, the characters in here, being able to get the Bulu, Shan and Horn King, they are so much more expensive in here because they are exclusives, and if you want to get them faster because they take only one type of currency to get them, that's why they cost so much more. Do I think it's worth it? No. Pretty much most things in this exchange I would not purchase, although during the Frozen event I was purchasing the Olaf and the Sven to get my character levels up so that I could complete further. And because they are farmable characters, all the farmable characters are 150 per 3 tokens. So that's 50 gems per token. That is a quite a decent rate. But I'm saying that they are farmable. So you don't really need to spend on them unless you need them in a hurry. Now, I would say, if I was you, the only reason why I would purchase from here is if you're close to getting up to on the event that's currently happening, to getting up to a next stage, that this is going to be the cheaper option rather than buying a pack. Because a pack at 800, say you can get maybe 8-9 tokens from the pack, whereas for 600 gems, buying these packs throughout the day, you can get 12 tokens. So just playing a little bit of a numbers game, that's the only time it's really worth it. Other than that, I'll probably leave these alone and not purchase any of these. But they are good if there's specific events on and then you need one of these characters to level up and gear up and get further during the event. This is when the premium exchange can be worthwhile. But in saying that they're all farmable, just take your time, farm them, get ready for the next events coming up, farm who you need. Now, let's move on to the gold exchange. Still no changes in the gold exchange. Top row, super expensive. Say you need 20 brooms per piece of gear that you create. So that means it's going to be 200,000 gold per one item of gear, and you need 6 items of gear. That's a lot of gold, and that's not really value for it. And we'll see where the brooms get value in one of the next tabs, where it's a whole lot better than farming. So down here though, these I say are worth purchasing only if you can farm higher gear. If you can farm higher gear and then you have an excess of gold that you can afford to spend on something, this is the only time I'd say these ones are worth purchasing. And because you don't really need many seed motes or any other types of motes like that, you only really need them like 6 motes per character at low level, and that's easy enough to get. So if you need them and you're short, sure, get them. But after a while, going through events and going through opening gear packs and things like that, you'll end up having a lot of them. So only purchase what you need. Now, I like to have stacks. I like to have stacks of all my gear so I'm ready to level up characters. So I'm trying to get all these up to, say, about 100. Although the Lucky Dust, not many characters need it. Seed Dust, a few characters need it. I'll probably be fine with like 50 or so, but because I want to try and get up to 100. Whereas the Heart Dust, every single character needs it. You need the most of it. I'd say you want to have a stack of like 100, 200 plus. So I'm trying to get mine to 150, and then I'm going to work out from there. But in saying that, once you've got all your characters done, you don't really need any more, and then I want to stop. So think about what is relevant to you. Only purchase when you have an excess, and only get up to what you need to gear characters. prioritize when you're leveling, prioritize your main group first. Don't go and get gear for other characters that you don't need to get, because it's going to hold you back from progressing your main team. Now, club exchange. This is where things are going to get a little bit more tricky and difficult, just with your currencies and your priorities. Previously, I would highly recommend Jack Sparrow as the best option in here. He is the exclusive for this. Him and Bulu are the exclusive. Bulu is still waiting for his buff. Currently, he's no good. Jack Sparrow is amazing. You need him for tower, things like that. But other than that, now Kristoff is added to here. Now, he is farmable. Mickey's farmable. So all these other ones are farmable and they cost less. But if you want to get ahead, Kristoff is currently the best tank in the game, and he's used for the Frozen event to get Elsa, who is currently one of the best characters in the game, and there's value there. So I'm actually getting him, but that is because I am done with these other ones. Now, you could focus on just farming him, because he is available to farm with energy. So maybe I might go back to start farming him with energy, although if you have other targets you'd rather farm with energy and you have excess club currency, I would get him. And saying that, besides all of these character tokens here, yet again, if there's ever an event and you need a certain character for an event and they're available in here, then I would say yes, focus them while the event is on to get you progression in the event if it'll lead you there. But going down, we see all this gear, this lovely gear that was added the last update of the exchange. Now, this is the broom, so that we saw in the gold tab previously. 10 brooms for 750 club currency. Anyone at any levels can get the club currency from just being part of a club and doing the club quests. And this is so much cheaper. Getting 1,500 club tokens to get 20 brooms rather than 200,000 gold, I know which one I'd rather spend. So for me, I've tried to get my stacks up. I've tried to keep them up around 500 previously, but now I don't have too many characters that I need to up gear. I tried getting these night sky brooms because you need a lot of them for speed gear and tenacity and all those types of things. But I'm chewing through them. I'm trying to stay at about 200, but I also want to prioritize getting Kristoff during the event. When that's done, I'll probably just go straight back to leveling gear. I'll probably take it up to 200. And then I want to prioritize for me tier 6 and to 6 to 7 gear. So I want to try and come in. I've tried to keep my extracts at about 500. So there is a few I'm getting short on because I'm upgrading a lot of characters. But in saying that, I want to prioritize main characters instead of just building stacks. So build stacks after you've got everybody you need up. So now I'm trying to prioritize who I need to get. And that means for me, getting droplets. 100% best to get brooms first. I would say definitely get brooms first. Get all the brooms that you need to level up characters. Then move on to extracts. Get all the extracts you need. And then after extracts, go to the droplets. Work your way up because this is the best value for all of these gear pieces in the game. And I would say get what you need here for your main team. And then once you've done your main team, build on a reserve so that when a new character comes or a new event comes that requires gear, you are ready to gear for them. So for me, I'm trying to build all the droplets up to about 140 because you need 70 gear or 70 droplets per one piece of gear. Sometimes you even need a whole lot more than that of the other varieties for one piece of gear. So sometimes I think the most expensive one you need about 3 different droplets, all 70 each. So for that, it gets expensive, and you need to load up, and you'll quickly chew through 140. You'll chew through easily on one character, and you probably still won't even be fully geared. So you need to have a lot. So you'll have like three lots of HP droplets. So those are the wispy droplets right on the right. So you'll need to have, I think, what is that? 210 for one character, and then you'll also need sun droplets and cloud droplets for the attack and the defense, and then you'll need a few other ones like night sky droplets and then beeswax or whatever to combine. So it gets expensive. That's why I'm working on those stacks. And then for these next ones above, all of these ones like the corals, the needles, the zaps, the spines, all of the specific gear tier 6 gear items, for these, I wouldn't purchase these here. Because 6,000 for 4, I'd rather pay 4,000 for 4 and then spend my energy farming these ones. Because for the same energy cost, I'd rather get something more expensive than something cheaper. So I would rather purchase from the exchange droplets and then farm for any of these gear pieces. So whatever's the most expensive, and then above that's the character tokens. So farm the most expensive ones, and they take about 50 per one piece of gear. 50 of one of each of these for one piece of gear. So I'm trying to get up to about, say, 150 for each of them. So I'm sitting around about 3 pieces of gear. And yet again, for the rose thorns, for the HP, you're gonna need to have about 150 per character. So because you definitely have 3 HP ones, and then you'll also have one attack and 1 defense, or if not more defense for defensive. You know what I mean. So that is how I'm working it here. So I am going to try and load up on my night skies and also my beeswax. So I'm going to get those stacks up, trying to get them up to a good reasonable standard, because I still can't even upgrade one character. Yikes. Now, for the tournament exchange, I would highly recommend Shan is by far number 1, the best from this so far. But that's for his leadership, that's for his all-round greatness. But in saying that, before anyone would go for Hades and Mordu, which are both like still top tier characters, Anna is also in here. Now you can farm her. So if you want to farm her, let that be your route to go. If you have other characters you are farming, she can be potentially a good option to go for. Because she is also currently probably one of the best characters in the game, with what her kit and what she provides, as well as being needed for the Frozen event to get Elsa, who is the best character in the game, the first legendary character. But she is amazing herself, and can be used more than just in the Frozen. She's amazing in the Frozen team. She's also good outside of the Frozen team, which we'll get to in a future video. But so you have to make a choice here. Do you want to just go for the exclusives that you can only get here? So go for Shan Yu, go for Mordu or Hades, whoever you want to go for. And then you can try farm those with the energy. But sometimes energy farming can be very, very slow. If you want to get ahead of the game, it could be a good time to go for her in here. So that's just a little quick tip. But then there's also people like Dr. Facilia. All good options that are farm. All these other options that are not exclusive are farmable. So you have to make your priority. Are you going to farm them, or are you going to choose to get them from here? And that becomes your option, but I'd highly recommend those types of characters, because they are some of the best in their fields of how you use them for, say, all PvE content for Dr. Facilia. And for Anna, you're going to need her for the event, as well as she can be top tier for your main team. So I'll leave that there for you guys to make a decision. Now, Tower Exchange. Whew, this is a massive change since the big spell overhaul. I've hardly touched on it. But what I would personally recommend, a lot of people have been asking, what do you go for? What should I do now that all the nerfs have been? Who is good, who's not good? I'd say the nerf has made a whole lot more spells viable. So no matter what you can get, a lot of them can be great. Now, I would not recommend farming straight Blue Fairy Magic or anything else just straight up at the moment. I would say maybe do what my recommendations were last time. Potentially, get some spells to unlock. The target unlock the ones you have so you can use them. Like Golden Hammer, which is probably going to be one of the best in this exchange at the moment. Also, Fairy Slumber has been underrated in the past, but now since the nerf to Wand, actually has a lot of use. So I would say those ones. Is also the Conjuring Cauldron. Great spell to get. And saying that, since there are a lot of great ones now, you can actually use majority of these spells, majority, not all, competitively. and spell packs will give you far more value for your currency. You're going to get 5 tokens, so you're pretty much going to end up with nearly what is it, 10 tokens for less than the price of 4 tokens if you're buying specific. So I would highly recommend going to spell pack, especially since so many more are viable, and then you'll have more variety in all of your teams, and you'll slowly eventually get all the different spells up, and then you'll have them all anyway, and then you'll have an advantage in your conquest teams, and then you'll be able to switch up on your defense teams with different spells, just to throw a little spanner in the works for some people who are only used to, say, dealing with golden hammer because everyone runs it. So I would highly recommend just going for the spell packs and trying some out, seeing, because there can also be different spell strategies per different teams as well. So there's a lot more viability, as well as Peter Shadow's amazing. So I'll say Peter Shadow's, Slumber, and Golden Hammer are good ones to have unlocked and ready to use. And Conjuring Cauldron does get a whole lot better the higher you get it, but I'll also say for value, you're going to get so much more out of the spell packs, and save your currency as much as you, at low levels, you can use the low level spells, use the ones that you unlock naturally, use all of those ones up until you can, as far as you can get, and then save them up, and then just drop them all into spell packs as far as you can. If you can save up as long as you can to, say, spell pack 5, that's amazing. You get the best, you'll have the most range open to you. And saying that, as soon as Peter's Shallow, Fairy Slumber, Golden Hammer unlocked, I think it's like Tower 4, you can probably just start spending. All you're really going to be missing out on is Blue Fairy Magic and Splash Mountain, things like that. So not the best spells in the game anymore like they used to be, so you're not missing out on too much if you do go at level 4, Tower level 4, when you unlock that. So hold until then if you can. Most people seem to be getting to that stage in around about 3-4 weeks of play. So if you can hold off, use those basic spells until you can get there. Get what you need to progress. Other than that, save for the packs as long as you can. Sorcerer's Exchange, currently unavailable. You can't get these at the moment, although this month, apparently we are going to be getting these back in store. We're going to be able to get these currencies, and I'm going to do a video on all these stones. I've seen a couple others out there, but I'll give you a lot more information about what's the best, what's to be aiming for, and I'll do some other videos on strategies about the stones as well. But in all honesty, there's going to be different strategies depending on how the stones are reintroduced, and I'll have to talk to that when that happens. But until then, I can't recommend, because things are likely going to change compared to how they used to be. So stay tuned for the spells. Now, this question mark token, this is locked until you get a 7-star and then get a duplicate token. Those duplicate tokens turn into 10 of these question mark tokens. So for every 10 duplicate characters you'll be able to purchase one of these standard characters. For every 15 duplicate characters, you can get one Steamboat Mickey token. Now, Steamboat Mickey is their event exclusive, the 7-star exclusive character now, and I've done a showcasing video on him in my older videos if you want to go check him out, and he's probably one of my favorites. I love him, although he does need a little bit of work, but he's still a very fun character. If you want to see what he is like, I have done a video on him now, so go and check that out. Now, VIP Exchange. This becomes available when you are a VIP. All these options, I'd say loyalty coins for that amount of gold, not really. You don't get that much gold, not that rewarding anymore. All of these prices in here for gems, for these ultimate chest tokens and all these types of things, are cheaper than they are in store. So if you are going to be buying them anyway, sure, spend your gems on them, but I'd only also recommend that if you're going to be spending a lot anyway and have so much excess gems. Other than that, I would recommend watching my How to Best Spend Your Gems video. I'll put a link in it down below, because if you have limited gems that you're getting every month, then I'd say use them wisely, follow the information in that video. If you're spending so much that you have in excess of gems, then by all means buy this and everything else. So for things like the exclusive Hades, Emperor Zurg, and Davy Jones is probably cheapest way to get him, since he is only available in Conquest and winning Conquest to get a lot of his tokens. Probably the best way to get him outside of that, if you have a lot, only for people who have a super amount of gems incoming. Yeah. Other than that, okay, let's go back up to the top. Jesse, 4 gold, getting 3 character tokens for 200k gold. Would you rather have 20 brooms or 3 Jesse tokens that you can't get anywhere else? I know which one I'd rather have, so I'd say she is very good value to help you get ahead in a Toy Story event and be prepared when she finally gets a buff, potentially, or more of a buff. She definitely, so many characters need more buffs now with the type of characters that are being released, so stay tuned for that. Robin Hood, I would say just get him through Arena, not really worth your time. Jack Sparrow, if you want to get a head start and want to spend your club currency on gear or other places, go for that. Beta runes, for the gold, I'd say it is probably worth it. If you're spending lots of money, definitely worth it for the gold. Now for the gems, you decide how much you're spending as if those are worth it. So I know a lot of people who are spending a lot are just buying them all because they're so limited, but only if you're spending a lot. Other than that, best spend your gems video, check that out. And same for these spell tokens, if you're just loading up and you have excess, only get them when you have excess and get the ones that you're going to be wanting. And same with all the resources for upgrading your spells. Now you can also straight buy gear pieces here, and they do cost quite a lot of gems, but if you consider each one of these cloths will be, say, the value of, I think, 70 droplets, 50 of the rose thorns, as well as the strange fibers and everything else go into one of these cloths. So you see if that's worth your value in your gems or not, but it can definitely save some if that is what you're needing. And likewise for down these below, they all cost, I think they're pretty much half of what, just under half actually, of what the cloths take. So each cloth will take some of the threads. So their relative value, if you're just wanting to speed up progression. If not, spend your gems wisely, save them for things, which I have in my best video, my best how to best spend gems video. So that is the exchange, all the changes. I can't wait for them to start mixing things up and adding more characters into different areas like they have done with Anna and Kristoff, and I can't wait to see more changes and even more things and to be added into the gold exchange. It has been the most limited for a long time, since just before global, and seeing them adding all the gear into the club, I think they have potential. Now that they're starting to add things into different tabs, there's potential that they might add more. So I can't wait to see what else that they add. Hopefully this has been helpful, so you know where to spend all your different currencies to get good value, and we'll see you all soon. Let me know if this has helped, and I can't wait to, for me, get back into getting gear so I can gear up some characters, because I'm in bad need of gear, like a lot of you are. You know the gear grind is real, and at the moment Club Exchange is the best.